Meanwhile, we cut back to Merry and Pippin, who are being taken to Isengard by a group of Uruk-hai. And luckily Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli are still tracking our hobbit pals. Keep up, guys! I'm trying to keep up!
Legolas, what do your elf eyes see?
The Uruks turn northeast! They're taking the hobbits to Isengard!
Sorry.
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard! 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 They're taking the hobbits to Isengard!
Yeah, the classic Taking the Hobbits to Isengard remix, probably the most famous remix of all time, and 2016 still taking the Hobbits to Isengard. It's inspired countless memes, quotes, and even Orlando Bloom himself has seen this remix and loved it. He's become a YouTube sensation. I even have my own Lego Legolas. Legolas, get it? Anyway, all is not well, as Saruman and Sauron in Isengard and Mordor prepare to declare war on Middle-earth.
All is changing. Who now has the strength to stand against the armies of Isengard and Mordor? To stand against the might of Sauron and Saruman and the union of the two towers.
He said it! He said it!
If there's one major thing Two Towers improves over Fellowship, is that the stakes are clearly raised. In Fellowship we saw hints of the War of Middle-earth about to happen, but this movie is where the battle for Middle-earth truly begins. How do Saruman and Sauron have such big armies? Damn, they must have a damn good propaganda to persuade everyone to join their side. Kind of like Adolf Hitler in a way. Greetings, Middle-earth. It is only I, your favourite celebrity, Sauron. Join me, and together you can make history. And don't fancy joining Sauron or just too lazy to walk to Mordor. And if you live in Rohan, then join up to Isengard. Sign up to my books and become an Uruk-hai, and get cool icons such as the Palantir. Bring down trees, timber, work in my armory 24/7. You will be rewarded with elf sandwich, man dog and hobbit burger. Every boy should be encouraged to join the Mordor youth, and every girl should sign up for the Scouts. And don't forget your copy of my book, Morcath. So orcs and Uruk-hai alike start burning down every village they can find in Rohan, as a mother sends her children to Edoras where they'll be safe. And I have to say, unlike in other movies where some wars seem pointless, the Lord of the Rings war actually has a point to it and needs to be fought. You really feel the stakes. And in Edoras, capital of Rohan, the King Theoden, he's not listening to anyone about Saruman destroying Rohan when it's absolutely true, because of this certain not to be trusted advisor known as Grima Wormtongue. Wait, do you know who Wormtongue reminds me of? Wormtail from Harry Potter. Come on, Rowling, admit it. You definitely took inspiration from Wormtongue when you made up that character. Back with Merry and Pippin, the Uruk-hai and orcs are taking a break for a while. But unfortunately for them, the Uruk-hai are growing a bit hungry.
I'm starving. We ain't had nothing but maggoty bread for 3 stinking days.
Why can't we have some meat? What about them? They're fresh.
They are not for eating.
Hey, what? If you big boys are hungry, I have something even better than hobbits. Why don't you go down to the Krusty Krab and get yourself... Wait, you're meat yourself, aren't you?
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Whoa, 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 please don't eat me, I'm sorry. Don't worry, they don't really eat me, but as Merry and Pippin make their escape, a bunch of Rohan riders arrive and basically slaughter all the orcs and the Uruks in their path. As our hobbits get a classic fake-out death. The next morning, Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli run into the same riders from Rohan that wiped out the Uruks last night, and see if they can get the riders' help to find Merry and... So the riders encircle our heroes, and their leader, Éomer, confronts them. But thankfully the tension eases as Aragorn explains to Éomer that they are friends of Rohan and have failed and are tracking two hobbits who were taken by Uruk-hai. But Éomer explains they slaughtered a pack of Uruk-hai last night and left none alive. So Éomer kindly gives our heroes 2 horses as they reach the burning pile of Uruk-hai carcasses and believe they were too late to save Merry and Pippin. And I've got to say, Viggo Mortensen gives an outstanding performance here. Just watch. I think we all know that Viggo Mortensen actually broke 2 of his toes kicking that helmet for the 5th time, and Jackson actually used the take where he broke his toe because it was the best performance, I agree, as Jackson says, pain is temporarily, film is forever.
4th take I thought was really good. I thought, well, that's pretty close. And then I thought, oh, look, he's got better each time. If I just give him one more take, I bet it's going to look great. So he boots this helmet. And then he let out this scream. I thought, wow, this is strong. I mean, this is like Aragorn is like just in total grief at what's just happened to Merry and Pippin. This is really cool. And he didn't say anything to us, but we found out that Viggo had actually broken 2 toes.
Yeah, kudos to Viggo Mortensen. He's one of the few actors I know who actually puts his pain into his performance, and he made the shot look great. But I can't help feeling he must have been pretty pissed off at the time. Anyway, so after that fatal injury, Aragorn actually realises maybe Merry and Pippin are not so dead after all. As it turned out, Pippin luckily moved out of the way of that horse last night, and both Merry and Pippin escaped the Uruk-hai massacre and fled into Fangorn Forest.
Into Fangorn Forest. Fangorn.
So as both Merry and Pippin are fleeing into Fangorn Forest, but the hungry orc is still following them, and as they climb a tree to safety, something very unexpected indeed happens. Yeah guys, say hello to Treebeard, an ent of Fangorn Forest. A shepherd of the forest who, luckily, steps on the orc and grabs our 2 hobbits. And did you guys know that Treebeard is also voiced by John Rhys-Davies? Yeah, same voice as Gimli, how convenient. Now, I'm aware that a lot of people don't like the Ents. They call them slow, boring, and the weakest part of the 2 Towers. But honestly, guys, I like the Ents. I don't get why everyone hates them. I mean, they represent Tolkien's love of nature perfectly, as he loved trees, and no wonder he wanted them to come to life. And when Treebeard meets our hobbits, listen to what he calls them. What the hell, Treebeard? You think they're orcs? Does this look anything like this? Should have got Specsavers, Treebeard. So as Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli continue their search for Merry and Pippin in Fangorn Forest. And did you know that Fangorn Forest was never shot on location? Yeah, they actually built this realistic set. Pretty impressive. But their tracking is interrupted when a mysterious white wizard appears. Oh, God damn, that is bright. Apparently this white wizard turns out to be, thankfully, not Saruman, but Gandalf. Let me introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, to Gandalf the White. Yeah, luckily Gandalf survived his battle with the Balrog, but soon as he defeated the Balrog, he came back to life, resurrected as Gandalf the White.
And I come back to you now, at the turn of the tide.
Yeah, the villains in these movies had better watch out because you haven't seen what Gandalf the White can do. So Gandalf informs our heroes that Merry and Pippin are safe in the hands of Treebeard. Why they don't question him, I don't know. As Gandalf calls for his beautiful horse, named Shadowfax. So the four ride to Edoras, capital of Rohan. They then enter the Golden Hall to help break Theoden from his curse from Saruman and Wormtongue.
A just question, my liege. Late is the hour in which this conjurer chooses to appear. Last spell I name it. Ill news is an ill guest.
Be silent. Keep your forked tongue behind your teeth.
Badass Gandalf. So our new Gandalf continues his badassery when he reveals to Wormtongue his staff, to which Wormtongue tells the guards to take his staff, in which Legolas and Gimli show their kung fu action. Yeah, don't worry, Poe, you'll get your time to shine. Gandalf can finally properly heal Theoden from this curse.
I release you from the spell.
What? What? It didn't work!
You have no power here, Gandalf the Grey.
Be careful what you say, mate. I am Jesus. So with that, Gandalf performs an exorcism to get Saruman out of Theoden's body. So after Gandalf successfully kicked Saruman's arse out of Theoden, Theoden finally turns back into his true form. And did you know Bernard Hill didn't... That was not CGI. Bernard Hill actually had to wear old age makeup, and they basically changed his face so with each shot. It proves that you don't need CGI for outstanding special effects. So with Theoden cured, he takes out his sword and with that prepares to beat the living shit out of Grima for poisoning him. Executing Grima or letting him go aren't your only options, Theoden. You can imprison him. That way he wouldn't get back to Saruman, and Saruman wouldn't send the big Uruk-hai army to annihilate Helm's Deep later on. Yeah, so after Theoden pretty stupidly lets Grima run back to Saruman, Gandalf tells him that this is only a taste of what Saruman will unleash and that he must fight to defend his people. And can you guess what Theoden decides to protect Rohan? Does he A. call all of Rohan's armies to assault Isengard, B. call for Gondor's aid, or C. refuse to fight and retreat to Helm's Deep?
By order of the king, the city must empty. We make for the refuge of Helm's Deep.
God, Theoden, I like you in The Return of the King, but in The Two Towers, Theoden, you idiot!
You stupid, ignorant son of a bitch, dumb bastard!
So Gandalf leaves Edoras to call the Rohirrim for reinforcement. As Eowyn, Theoden's niece, apparently loves to fight. Now what movie does this remind me of? So as the people of Rohan make their way to Helm's Deep, lucky Aragorn has a lovely dream that he's alone with Arwen. Granted, this scene was never in the books, since Aragorn and Arwen never physically meet in the movie. Peter Jackson and Philippa Bones thought it would be good to add this scene to show that their love is still strong. Hey Arwen, could you Please take your top off. Of course, my love, anything for you. Yeah, Aragorn's a very lucky guy.